Could we have 2 elections in 1 year? It's entirely possible. And that's right, you're hearing this correct. Canada could, in fact, have 2 elections in 1 year at the federal level because of some breaking news that just happened here in Ottawa today. So I'm going to break down, it's kind of complicated what happened, but I'm going to break down for you what exactly happened and why we could have 2 elections in 1 year. Okay, so before I do that, and again, I just came from the House of Commons and I watched this all play out live. So the real possibility that we could have 2 elections in 1 year. But this is going to be a rapidly evolving situation. And you're not going to necessarily hear everything that's happening behind the scenes that I'm seeing as a member of Parliament. So I need you to subscribe to the link that's in the comments. We know that the Liberals have censorship bans and that the mainstream media, they don't report on everything and they're very biased. The link that's in the comments, I write this stuff direct. It comes direct to your inbox. It's free. It allows me to directly communicate with you. And guys, buckle up. It's going to be a wild week. So please just take 1 minute. I write to you. I tell you everything that I'm seeing in the House of Commons, big trends. Click on that link, click subscribe, and also share this video because this is big news. Okay, so what happened? Right before question period today, the interim NDP leader, Don Davies, he went out and announced that his reduced caucus of 7, the New Democratic Party, that they would not support the Liberals in a confidence vote on the throne speech. So the throne speech is, King Charles was here last week. He announced the government's priorities, but the vote on the throne speech is a confidence vote that's scheduled to come up. Now, a lot of people were just expecting that the NDP were going to support the Liberals because they got so wiped out in the last election. They probably don't have a lot of money in the bank. They lost a lot of their colleagues. So a lot of people were just thinking like, wow, they've supported them for years and years and years. Are they going to support them right now? So I'm going to show you because this is breaking news. This just happened. So Don Davies walked out and said, and I'm sorry, the camera's mirrored, but he said that he announced that they would not support the throne speech. Now, will they actually follow through with this? Will we be in another election? Well, it's not impossible. So if the NDP, if they vote against the throne speech and the Bloc Québécois also vote against the throne speech, then the government, the Liberals, will have lost the confidence of the House. And a number of things could happen. The Governor General could ask another party to see if they could get the confidence of the House. That's not impossible. But we could also be in an election. So, I watched this all play out in the House of Commons. So the Bloc Québécois, as far as I can tell, because some of my conservative colleagues were talking about this, they didn't know that this actually happened. So I'm sure right now the Bloc Québécois are trying to figure out what they're going to do, right? And I also think that the Liberals are also like, okay, well, are these people serious? Are the NDP serious? Or should we be calling their bluff? People, obviously, we know that the Conservatives, we don't support the throne speech. We don't support the Liberal government. We're not part of the NDP Liberal coalition. So are we going to be in an election? Well, it's possible. It's not impossible. If the Bloc, the NDP, and the Conservatives all vote against the speech from the throne, Mark Carney doesn't have a majority government. The Liberals do not have a majority government. So the government conceivably could lose confidence in, or it wouldn't survive a confidence test. Now, this is the tea. This is what I think is happening. And again, if you click on the link that's in the comments, click subscribe. I'm going to be writing about this. I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening in real time. Here's what I think is happening. So the NDP only elected 7 members in the last election, right? They totally got decimated, and they lost something called official party status. You need to have a certain number of members of parliament for your political party to get House of Commons resources. So like support for research and, figuring out when to vote, those sorts of things. But they also lost their spots on committees. So the NDP don't actually have voting spots on any parliamentary committee, which really diminishes their ability to have any influence in the House. They also lost debate spots in the House of Commons. So they don't have as many spots to speak. So I think that the NDP are trying to create leverage. I think that they went out and said, we're going to vote against the throne speech. Now, we know that the NDP in the past, they've said one thing, right? Like, remember when Jagmeet Singh infamously said that he was going to rip up the supply and confidence agreement? And then he proceeded to vote confidence in the government for like the next several months instead of taking out Justin Trudeau before he resigned, right? And then his party got destroyed. It could be one of those situations again, right? Where the NDP is saying, well, we're going to vote against the throne speech. But then they go to the Liberals and say, well, give us official party status. Give us all, even though we didn't earn those seats, right? Give us official party status. So it could be that. It could be that they've tried to create a little bit of leverage here. But it also could be that they're willing to roll the dice. It was really interesting. I watch this. I typically don't look at election polls right after, or public opinion polls on horse race questions, like right after an election, because, you know, you guys are, you know, you've just been through an election. You've been asked a million times who you're voting for, all these sorts of things. So the polls get a little wonky. But it was interesting. There was a Nanos poll that came out this week that actually showed the NDP up quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but about 5% or so from where they finished on election day, which means that they would get a few seats back. So who knows? Maybe the NDP are doing this because they actually do want to go to an election. But nonetheless, I can tell you that the Liberals and the Bloc certainly weren't expecting this because it puts both of those parties in a very difficult situation, right? Got to hand it to it. You know, like this is interesting. So folks, this is an evolving situation. This is something that is playing out live in the House of Commons. Honestly, did not expect this today. But if you click on the link that's in the comments and click subscribe, I'll be coming to you with updates. Also share this video. So it is not impossible that you could have 2 federal elections in 2025. It's important to remember that Mark Carney did not earn a majority in the last federal election. The Liberals did not earn a majority. So they can't govern like they're having a majority, right? They actually have a minority. And this showed that this also bore fruit this week because earlier in the week, all the opposition parties banded together and actually amended the speech from the throne with a motion that asked for the government to actually table a budget. So the opposition parties, we actually won a vote in the House of Commons this week, right? So stay tuned to this channel. Click subscribe on the link that's in the comments or in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, because the vote that's going to happen this week, are the NDP bluffing, or are they actually going to support the throne speech? Are they not? Are we going to be in an election? Is the Governor General going to ask other political parties to form government? Who knows? Who knows? But I'm going to go back, try and figure out what's going on. But in the middle of all of this chaos, what you need to know is that Conservatives have been working hard on the issues that matter to you. We've been raising motions and debates in the House of Commons on affordability, on demanding a budget from the federal government. Yesterday, I asked very important questions about immigration and whether or not the Liberals, spoiler alert, they don't have a plan to deal with 4.9 million people who have expired or expiring visas, how they're going to ensure that they leave the country. We're focused on this. Our party is united and we're holding the government to account. So no matter what happens, the Conservative Party of Canada, we're working hard for you. But wow, this is a big turn of events today. So stay tuned to this channel. I will have more updates for you as I get them, and click subscribe. Working hard for you in Ottawa. Have a great day.